Good evening, distinguished guests, family, friends, fellow firefighters and medics. Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Marcus Jury, and I am a lieutenant with the City of Newport News Fire Department. It is my honor to have this opportunity to serve as this evening's host for the Hereford 52 graduation ceremony. And now, the administrators and instructors of Hampton Roads Regional Fire Academy are proud to present Recruit Class 52. Ladies and gentlemen, please stand with me for the presentation of colors and our national anthem that will be performed by Captain Candy Howes. Ladies and gentlemen, please remain standing for Chaplain Robinson, who will give our invocation.
Good evening, everyone, and thank you for being here. It's always great to see so many family and friends out to support their graduates. So at this time, if you feel so led, please bow your head. As we gather here today, we pray that we are ever mindful of the opportunities to render our service to our fellow citizens and our communities, keeping in mind always the enduring values of life, exerting our efforts in those areas and on those things upon which future generations can build with confidence. Let us all strive every day to make this world a better place. Amen.
Thank you. Please take your seats.
Outward, face. Forward, march.
Ladies and gentlemen, to begin our remarks portion of the program, I give you the director of HERFA Class 52, Newport News Fire Department Training Bureau, Assistant Fire Chief David Lewis.
Good evening. On behalf of our city administration, the Assistant City Manager, Alan Archer, the Hampton Roads Fire Chiefs, the James City County Fire Department, and the Newport News Fire Department, I would like to welcome you all. Today is a momentous occasion as we gather to celebrate the graduation of these amazing individuals. The fire service, like many great professions, is steeped in tradition, and the Fire Academy is no exception. Since the inception of the first Tidewater Regional Fire Academy in 1979, hundreds of classes and thousands of recruits have passed through this tradition, taking an oath and branding their hearts with a sentiment that states, "I honor those before me, and I set the standard for those that follow." Tonight is a celebration, recognizing the accomplishments of these remarkable graduates, but I would be remiss if I did not acknowledge two groups that made this event possible. First, to the friends and families of the graduates, we thank you. As we all express our gratitude, let us also acknowledge the challenges that you have faced. You have provided these graduates with a solid foundation, instilling values of compassion, bravery, and selflessness that will guide them throughout their careers. Your pride in their accomplishments is immeasurable, and we honor your unwavering support. Secondly, we must recognize the instructors of Class 52. As I call your names, please stand and remain standing. From James City County, Captain Steve Shaw, Captain Heath Saunders. From Newport News, we have Captain Nick Cutcay, Lieutenant Marcus Drury, Lieutenant John Tiller, and Master Firefighter Jack Harvey. Gentlemen, your dedication, your expertise, and your mentorship, it has shaped these graduates into exceptional professionals. You have shared your knowledge, you have pushed them to exceed their limitations, and you have prepared them for the challenges that lie ahead. Ladies and gentlemen, let us extend our deepest appreciation to them for their invaluable contributions. Please join me in a round of applause. Thank you, cadre. And last but not least, the graduates of Class 52. Again, congratulations. May you always embody the true spirit of courage, compassion, and selflessness. You did an outstanding job. Welcome to the family.
Thank you, Chief Lewis. We all have been introduced to the tremendous staff of Hereford 52. Now, I would be remiss if I didn't introduce you to the others who are on stage, the chief officers who represent the jurisdictions of each recruit within the Hereford. For Newport News, Battalion Chief Mark Gwynn. For James City County Fire Department, Chief Ryan Ash. Also for James City County Fire Department, Battalion Chief Kerry Henderson. And also from Newport News Fire Department, we have Assistant Chief Brightbill. Now, I am delighted to introduce our guest speaker. This gentleman is a native of the northeastern region of the state of New York, where he started his fire career as a volunteer in the Adirondack region of New York. He served in our country's military by way of the Air Force for 8 years and is a veteran of the Persian Gulf War. From 1988 to 1996, he volunteered for the city of Hampton Fire Department. In 1996, he was hired by Newport News Fire Department in addition to achieving the rank of fire captain. He has dedicated 7 years to the Fire Training Center. While at training, he was an instructor for both EMS and fire. On the 29th of May, he retired from the city of Newport News with over 27 years of service given and dedicated to the Newport News Fire Department. For simplicity, he has asked me to keep his introduction short. Therefore, I present to you guest speaker, retired Captain Pete Khalil.
Thank you. Good evening. Can you hear me okay? It's kind of hard for me to hear myself speak right now. I recently retired from the Newport News Fire Department after 27 years of service, and I was sitting in my lounge chair watching the U.S. Open when Mr. Cobb called me, asked me to be the guest speaker tonight's graduation. To say the least, I was caught off guard, and it kind of made me think what I could possibly say. If using my normal conversational verbiage, it would be highly censored and very short. I would yell, push the boundaries of acceptable behavior. The fire chiefs would be cringing in their chairs. Chief Gwynn would be rolling his eyes and looking for the exit. And everyone else that knows me would say, what did you expect to get? But you aren't here tonight to watch me get fired up. We are here tonight to recognize and celebrate the accomplishments of the graduating class of Hereford 52. So please allow me some timeline privileges as I continue. I was there when the new recruits for the Newport News Fire Department walked through the door at the training center for the first time. A scared-looking bunch of recruits, maybe not so sure what they may have gotten themselves into. Those first few days may have seemed like a whirlwind. orientation to a new way of life, a life of service, a life of dedication, a life of sacrifice, a life of missed birthdays, anniversaries, a life of sleepless nights, a life of laughs and tears, a life of heartbreak and some joyous moments too. But it's a life that no one that has ever put on this uniform ever regrets taking up. So there they were, nervous, unknowing, eyes darting everywhere, looking at everything. Then along comes Captain Khalil. Welcome to the fire department. There was a learning curve, and maybe I raised my voice just a little. And maybe my language became colorful, mostly blue. But I think they began to understand it wasn't out of meanness or spite. You see, my father was a Marine and I'm a veteran, so I have a certain mindset when it comes to motivation and drive. We needed a group of individuals to open their eyes and come together as a cohesive unit. We needed this group of people to hit the ground running. EMT and HRFA academies are fast-paced and very demanding. We needed eyes open, minds active. We needed 100% participation from the time they hit the end of the driveway until they went home at night. And even then, when they went home at night, they needed to be in the books and studying. Strange and scary environment, people's lives will be in their hands, demands and responsibilities are high. Learning how to take a blood pressure, a pulse, patient assessment, talking to patients, becoming thinking medics. The EMT basic is the first step into becoming a paramedic. Not to say that it was easy, but they worked hard, overcame their weaknesses. This was all new information to them, a new way of looking at life, realizing how fragile life can be and how they may be able to make a difference for someone in desperate need. At the time we were prepping them for the National Registry, we were also preparing them for the physical demands of the Fire Academy, PT, or physical training. And again, maybe I raised my voice just a little. 1 or 2 pop PT sessions became the norm, and all the time they became closer as a group. They began to motivate each other, to encourage each other, to lift each other up. PT on some afternoons became an occasion to see who might be the fastest or who could do the most push-ups. Again, always encouraging and supportive of each other. And then it was over. National Registry testing completed, it was time to move on to Hampton Roads Fire Academy, HRFA 52. James City County recruits blended in with the Newport News people. New faces, new friends to make, and one couldn't help but wonder if they could pull it together to become that single goal-oriented unit. But the shared desire to become a firefighter overcame any obstacles to that end. Yes, there were struggles along the way. People have to learn how to deal with situations that may present themselves. Different personalities, ideals, and backgrounds provides not only possible issues for opportunities of growth as well. And they learned how to manage the stress, the ups and downs of the academy life, and most importantly, they learned themselves and each other. They learned physical limitations can be overcome if the mind lets it. And although there was stress, they learned how to deal with it in a positive manner. Life lessons that they will fall back on throughout their career. And guess what? Captain Khalil was still there. I was roaming the halls, and even though the HRFA staff had taken over, I was still there. Maybe catching them off guard, helping them keep focused, answering some out-of-the-box questions. Mr. Cobb. Tripping over their legs in the locker room while they watched videos before the day's work started, looking through the haze of smoke in the kitchen when they made their breakfast. Their training continued, the basics of firefighting, Mayday firefighter, RIT, vehicle rescue, and my personal favorite, hazmat awareness, hose movements, burn building evolutions, search and rescue ladder operations, and so much more. Facing the ever-increasing physical demands of the Fire Academy was no easy task, and again, they advanced, overcame weaknesses, and adapted to the ever-changing environment. The recruits became more self-sufficient by directing PT activities, helping each other with training, exercise, and practical skills. No longer were they a group of individuals that walked into the training center that first day or from another jurisdiction. They were becoming a company. the core unit of a fire department. A company of firefighter medics ready to take their place among people they will get to know as their second family. They will learn, they will lean on each other, comfort one another, depend on one another, and most importantly, trust their lives to one another. You've come a long way in a short amount of time, but the sacrifice and dedication doesn't end here. From this point forward, you are part of a family that spans the globe. Accept that responsibility with profession and pride. To the families of the graduates, I'd like to say this. Realize they have chosen a life of service very few undertake anymore. There's a dedication and drive to do something more than the bystander that posts videos. They will be risking harm to themselves to save or protect total strangers. They may come home so tired they just collapse in bed, or they may come home and hold you a little tighter. Be understanding and be patient. Sometimes it's hard to talk of things they may have seen, but most of all, be proud of them. Some may not understand this dedication, but this company, this graduating class, and all those who came before them understands. The class of HERF of 52, your training and growth does not end here. The life you have chosen requires you to continue your education, to stay up on the latest trends, to continually train and always be prepared for the unexpected. Grow with your position and become the best that you possibly can be. Treat everyone as you would want your family to be treated. Be proactive. If you see something that needs doing, do it. Don't be afraid to ask questions or speak up if you think something should be said. I'm honored that you asked me to speak here tonight. I can't think of a better way to put a finishing touch on my time spent in the fire department. My career is finished. Yours is just beginning. I hope you get as much joy out of this profession as I have. And remember this, under pressure, you don't rise to the occasion. You sink to the level of your training. That's why we train so hard. Thank you and congratulations.
Thank you, Captain Khalil.
Oh, you're welcome.
Now it is my pleasure to introduce to you the person that acts as a liaison between the class and the academy instructors. This is a person who is recognized by their fellow academy classmates as a leader. This evening, they have accepted the opportunity to say a few words. Ladies and gentlemen, the class president of HERF 52 James City County Firefighter Solomon Huddleston.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Solomon Huddleston, and I'm the class president of HERF 52. Thank you for being here tonight for this special moment. The profession that we have chosen is one of honor, trust, and loyalty. Our instructors have spent the previous months preparing us to receive the privilege to serve our communities. They have done an admirable job at giving us the knowledge and the skills required to be a firefighter. There is no right to serve. There is no law that requires us to serve. Each of us has asked for the privilege to serve our communities, and they have agreed. We have asked for a career of selfless service, a career that assures the citizens of our communities, the state of Virginia, and the United States that where they are having the worst day of their lives, we'll be there to help or provide them with a path to safety. The profession that we have chosen comes with the responsibility of trust from our communities. When we leave here tonight, we will have that trust. Trust that has been paid for by those that have came generations before us. A trust that makes the citizens of this nation comfortable so that when we enter their homes at their most vulnerable moment, they will know that no harm will be done. A trust so deep that a mother will freely give her child knowing that we will protect that child with our lives. A trust that says, in the worst time of your life, we will not leave you behind. A trust that will not be violated. a trust that we will show valor in the face of great danger. The privilege that we are receiving comes with the responsibility of honor. We will honor the traditions of the fire service. These traditions have been forged across this nation by individuals who have asked for nothing more than to help their fellow man or woman. The privilege that we are receiving comes with the responsibility of loyalty. Loyalty to one another and our communities. We will stand by one another with our heads held high, and we will not quit. We will not deviate from our path. We will strive to keep learning every day and perfect our craft. The privilege to say, I am a firefighter, has been paid for by many long hours of sweat, hard work, and academics, and we will not take that for granted. We will live up to our class motto, service over self, valor above all. To our instructors, communities, and families, we thank you for your love and support, and we look forward to the greatest profession in the world. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. President. It is my understanding that Class 52 has a special gift that they would like to bestow upon the Hereford cadre. Presenting this gift will be Vice President Benjamin Cobb and Recruit Christopher Bone. Gentlemen, please step forward. I have to say that's a very nice class present. You all have risen the bar. That's nice. I like that. I like that. We all know that completing a challenging effort tends to bond those individuals that have successfully achieved a goal. Recruit Theodore Baker Jr. created a video that documents Hereford 52's journey up to tonight's ceremony. This presentation is a record of the development of that special bond, highlighting some of the fundamental skills, abilities, and tasks that they have achieved in their academy. We present this to a captivating audience for the first time.
Sometimes these thoughts in my head speak so loud. Every little thing that I think about just jumps on top of the pain and doubt. You know, I just let it out. I try to act like I don't mind it. Try to keep my mouth so quiet, but sitting there in my silence just seems to amplify it. And I thought that keeping this inside would make it better. I never thought that I would end up holding it forever. But every time I think I got everything put back together, I end up making more regrets, making more regrets.
Let's see what's happening.
Great job, Mr. Baker. And now for the presentation. And now for the presentation of certificates and badges. We shall call up each recruit individually by jurisdiction, and I shall ask that family and friends whom they have selected to pin them come up and stand to the right side of the stage until called upon for pinning, where a brief moment for pictures, high fives, hugs, and kisses will be given. Representing the City of Newport News Fire Department will be Battalion Chief Mark Gwynn and Assistant Chief David Lewis. Our first graduate tonight is Theodore Baker, Jr. He will be accompanied by his grandmother Mrs. Cynthia Jones, and father, Mr. Theodore Baker, Sr. Our next graduate is Miss Bethany Cameron. She will be accompanied by her mother, Miss Gary Wilson, husband, Police Officer Josh Cameron of Newport News, and children Axel, Octavia, and Revna. Next is Mr. Benjamin Cobb. He will be accompanied by his best friend, Brian Harris. Family and friends, you are welcome to come on stage for pinning. Recruit Theodore Baker will be pinned by his father, Mr. Theodore Baker, Sr. Miss Bethany Cameron will be pinned by her husband, Officer Josh Cameron of Newport News. And Benjamin Cobb will be pinned by Mr. Brian Harris. Thank you, family and friends. Please return to your seats. Now for the moment they all have been waiting for, station assignments. Recruit Theodore Baker will begin his career at Station 9, Shift B, as in Bravo. Recruit Bethany Cameron will begin her career at Station 5, Shift C, as in Charlie. recruit Benjamin Cobb will begin his career at Station 2, Shift A, as in Alpha. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. You can return to your seats. Our next recruit is Mr. Tucker Fry. He will be accompanied by his wife, Miss Rachel Fry, his mother, Miss Katie Fry, and his father, Mr. Bill Fry. Our next recruit is Mr. Colin Lowry. He will be accompanied by his father, Mr. Stephen Lowry, and mother, Miss Christina Lowry. Our next recruit is Mr. Alexander Singleton. He will be accompanied by his mother, Miss Erin McGuire, and his girlfriend, Miss Alyssa Hewlett. Up next is recruit Laken Stanley. She will be accompanied by her father, Master Police Officer of Newport News, Mr. Ralph Stanley. Family members, please come to the stage. Recruits, you can hand over your pens if you would like, your badges for pinning. Thank you, family and friends. You can exit the stage, please. Mr. Tucker Fry. He will begin his career at Station 10, Shift C as in Charlie. Mr. Colin Lowry. He will begin his career at Station 2, Shift C as in Charlie. Mr. Alexander Singleton will begin his career at Station 10, Shift A as in Alpha. And Miss Lakin Stanley will begin her career at Station 1, Shift A as in Alpha. Thank you, gentlemen and ladies. Now representing the City of James City County Fire Department will be Chief Ryan Ash and Chief Henderson. Our first recruit from James City will be Christopher Bone. Christopher Bone will be accompanied by his wife, Miss Kavana Bone, and his mother, Miss Brenda Bone. Our next recruit is Mr. Riley Brown. Mr. Brown will be accompanied by his father, Battalion Chief Joe Brown of Hampton Fire Department, and his mother, Miss Patricia Brown. Our next recruit is Mr. Matthew Hipple. He will be accompanied by his father, Mr. Matt Hipple. Family members, please enter the stage. Family members, you can exit the stage. That's okay, as long as it's not my phone. I got you. Mr. Christopher Bone will begin his career at Station 4, Shift C, as in Charlie. Mr. Riley Brown will begin his career at Station 2, Shift B, as in Bravo. Mr. Matthew Hipple will continue his EMT training at the James City Fire Training Center. Thank you, gentlemen. Our next recruit is Mr. Class President Solomon Huddleston. He will be accompanied by his wife, Janine Huddleston. Our next recruit is Miss Olivia Hudson. She will be accompanied by her mother, Miss Ann Hudson. Our next recruit is Mr. Tyler Iverson. He will be accompanied by his mother, Miss Teresa Verschuren. Family members, you can come on stage. Thank you, family members. You can take your seats. Recruit Solomon Huddleston will be joining Mr. Hipple to continue his EMT training at the James City Fire Training Center. Recruit Olivia Hudson will begin her career at Station 3, Shift A as in Alpha. Recruit Tyler Iverson will also be joining his other cadre to continue his EMT training at the James City Fire Training Center. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. Up next is recruit Devin Nasaka. He will be accompanied by his wife, Miss Shelby Nasaka, and mother, Miss Sherry Nasaka. Our next recruit is Mr. Charles Satterfield. He will be accompanied by his father, firefighter medic of James City County Fire Department, Mr. Chuck Satterfield, and his mother, Miss Angie Satterfield.
Congratulations. Great job.
Our next recruit is Mr. Donovan Savant. He will be accompanied by his wife, Miss Kiara Savant, and his son, Kai Savant. And our last recruit, save the best for last, will be Mr. Mitchell Taylor. He will be accompanied by his father, Mr. Mike Taylor, and his mother, Miss Laura Taylor. Family members and friends, you're welcome to come up on stage. Thank you, family. You can exit the stage. Recruit Devin Nasaka will begin his career at Station 2, Shift A as in Alpha. Mr. Charles Satterfield will begin his career at the EMT Training Center at James City County Fire Training. Mr. Donovan Savant will continue his career also at the EMT Training Center at James City County Fire Training. Mr. Mitchell Taylor will also be joining Mr. Satterfield and Mr. Savant and to continue his career at the EMT Training Center at James City County Fire Training. Thank you, gentlemen. Now, although we are proud of the entire class of 52, it is a traditional for the instructors of each HERFA to recognize the individual recruit that has earned the highest GPA. Therefore, we are proud to recognize this individual. During the course of an 18-week academy, this recruit has taken 14 quizzes, 4 exams, and a plethora of Virginia Department Fire Program state tests for over a total of 1,100 questions. This recruit maintained a cumulative GPA of 96.7. Therefore, the reward for academic achievement goes to James City County Fire Department firefighter Devin Nasaka. Now, this is the moment we all have been waiting for. It's been said that the only true brave act before the course of a firefighter's entire career is accepting the firefighter's oath. After that, it will be their duty to respond and mitigate all emergencies, disasters, and hazards. So I am pleased that you all are here to witness with us the result of that brave decision as we watch the HERFA 52 accept the firefighter's oath and join the most noble profession in the world. Leading the class in this courageous act is Master Firefighter Jack Harvey.
Raise your right hand and repeat after me. I state your name. Do solemnly swear. To support and uphold. The Constitution of the United States. The Commonwealth of Virginia. And the regulations of my department. I will protect. The lives and property. Of the citizens of my jurisdiction. I will discharge my duties. As a firefighter. To the best of my ability. I will maintain. The highest standard of integrity. In my chosen profession. So help me God.
Ladies and gentlemen, I give you the newest firefighters in the Commonwealth State of Virginia. Just to let you all know, you have a standing ovation behind you if you can't see it. I would like to ask that everyone remain standing as Chaplain Robinson gives tonight's benediction.
Ladies and gentlemen, recruits, well done. Congratulations. Sorry, lost my spot. As we begin this benediction, let's all, as you feel led, bow your heads, please, and take a few silent moments within your own hearts and from your own traditions to give thanks for those tonight. As we leave this place, made reverent through our gathering and our spirit of community, may we remember that it is devotion which forms community, and community itself is most certainly the highest blessing. Amen.
Everyone, you can take your seats. Now, immediately following the conclusion of this ceremony, please join us and the good volunteers of the Citizens of Fire Academy alumni out in the lobby for refreshments, photographs, and fellowship. We would also like to thank the CFA for their ongoing support they give during Hereford graduations and towards the training division. We would also like to extend a personal gratification to all the personnel that played a part in this ceremony, and a special thank you to Battalion Chief Jay Culpepper for his many years of dedication hosting several past academies. Also, we would like to thank Captain Cutcay for collaborating with Mr. Mike Bellamy and his colleagues here at Woodside High School for letting us use their facility. Last but not least, I would be remiss to not extend a thank you to Newport News TV for their ongoing support on behalf of James City County Fire Department and Newport News Fire Department. We thank you. Now, to conclude this ceremony, Lieutenant John Tiller will issue the final class dismissal.
You know, they say any goal that's truly worth having can't be won easily or without some discomfort and some personal sacrifice. Hereford 52, would you agree with that statement? Yes, sir. Yeah. It's been a long road. But as your coordinator and on behalf of the cadre up here, we couldn't be prouder of how hard you worked, the grit, determination, and perseverance you demonstrated. The badges on your chest, you've earned those, but you've earned our respect as well. Welcome to the Brotherhood. On your feet. For the final time, HERFA 52, you're dismissed.